Take back
Nerdum.
Nerdum. Here we are today with another episode talking to you about WandaVision, where it may go. Not even just WandaVision, there's the Marvel Universe in general. We have established in our videos so far that we believe Mephisto is going to be a big player from now until actually I have an idea of when. I think Mephisto is going to be a big player from now till Moon Knight, because in the comic books it's actually Moon Knight that finally rids the earth of Mephisto.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think
Christian Bale's a big time actor. He's a good actor. I would imagine, they would want to exploit that and use him for more than just one movie. I mean,
oh yeah.
Big a character as Mephisto is, I think they shouldn't plug him in one movie. I think he's going to extend further than Thor. I mean, I really believe, like I said with WandaVision, that there's tie-ins right now. His agent is, you're hearing it from me, His agent is in WandaVision right now, and her name is Agatha. And she is there, and she wants Wanda to not be herself.
Now, before we get into all that, I actually want to talk about what comes after WandaVision, right?
Yeah.
That's why I kind of want to speak on this. So we know chronologically, we do not know yet where Falcon and Winter Soldier falls chronologically. I believe that the ending of Falcon and WandaVision will probably start. Well, I feel like the ending will somehow overlap with the beginning of WandaVision, especially because the whole idea, I think, is they're hunting down the guy that was their lead, their person in Ultron. The main villain in that movie, in the show, is going to be the guy from Ultron that was controlling the twins.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't remember his name right now.
I almost called him Baron Strucker, but it's not
the guy.
Oh man,
the guy from Ultron, of Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron, is going to be the villain in that, and you have to think maybe he has some sort of something to do with all this crap, especially with the Hydra commercials in WandaVision. You think maybe Hydra may have something to do with this as well. But even moving forward past that, so there's that, and I think that's going to overlap on the WandaVision. Then you have WandaVision. I think I want to talk about what comes the very next chapter after WandaVision, which is Spider-Man 3. I think Spider-Man 3 is going to be a 3-act structure, and I think it's going to take place during the events of WandaVision, with the third act going past. You know what I mean? Where the first 2 acts of Spider-Man 3 take place during WandaVision, the third act takes place directly after WandaVision.
Yeah.
Like the effects of WandaVision is finally affecting that third act, where we get all the Spider-Mans and blah, blah, blah. How do we get there, though?
Baron Zemo. Sorry.
Okay.
I was looking for that name. Baron Zemo.
But how do we get there? Did you know? In the comics, Mephisto interacts with Spider-Man.
Well, yeah. Didn't he? I'm gonna wait and save this plug for later because I don't remember offhand, but I was gonna plug a comic later. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the comics, the MCU is slightly off timeline-wise, right? Okay, Spider-Man, it's mainly because Spider-Man came in at an awkward time, but in the comics, during Civil War, Spider-Man unmasked in front of the whole world on national TV. Okay, he unmasked for the world in Civil War. In the movies, obviously, you introduce him to Civil War. He's still... people just don't know who he is. But at the final scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, J. Jonah Jameson exposes Spider-Man.
He rats him out
to the whole world. So they kind of they shifted timeline a little bit of like when it happens. But we now know that this is kind of the story arc they're going with, that he knows, that the world knows now that he's Spider-Man. In the comics, you have Spider-Man is being defended by Matt Murdock against She-Hulk, who's defending people that say that Spider-Man hurt them. It's kind of like, the whole idea was that it was making fun of all those claims of when like people would you ever hear those stories of when like a robber fell on a knife and sued the homeowners?
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of like a whole play on the fact that so all these people that Spider-Man beat up were now suing Peter Parker. Matt Murdock was defending. She-Hulk actually comes in and she's a good guy or whatever, but like She-Hulk actually helps defend both bad guys and good guys. She really has no
Yeah, she keeps her firm kind of neutral.
she's very neutral in her firm. And so there's a big theory that She-Hulk is going to be in Spider-Man 3 going against Matt Murdock to help Spider-Man.
So you think he's going to interact with Mephisto to get that knowledge taken away?
No. That's Act 2. So
okay.
I think in Act 2 of Spider-Man 3, we're going to see a disgruntled person shoot and kill Aunt May.
Hey, yeah. I mean, because you haven't seen Uncle Ben really that much in this
exactly. You're going to see in the comics, right after Civil War, after all the shenanigans, someone shoots and kills Aunt May because they're disgruntled about Spider-Man. They know who Peter Parker is.
Yep.
Okay. Guess what Spider-Man does?
What does he do?
He sells his soul to Mephisto. Well, no. In the comics, he sells his relationship with Mary Jane to Mephisto to bring his aunt back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows where Spider-Man 3 will take it? Obviously, the MCU takes their liberties and they make original content.
Didn't they say Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3?
In the comic books, for him to reverse basically this deal he made with Mephisto. He made like this deal with Mephisto, and it basically all backfires. Everything you do in Mephisto is a fucking trickery, backfires, and all crazy. Basically, to reverse that and basically to get help, Doctor Strange has to team up with Spider-Man to fight Mephisto in the comics.
Well, you know what?
That's the third act. The third act is him.
I got a plug for this. You know how he restores his name without Mephisto reversing it? He's probably going to do some public appearance as Peter Parker, and one of the two Spider-Men are going to pop up. That because I think when they use the three Spider-Men, the world itself is not going to know there's three Spider-Men running around at one time. So I think as one of them goes to leave, they're going to do an appearance with him on the side. And thus fooling the whole, even Jonah Jameson, because he likes to always get Jonah Jameson back. He'll say, "See, Jonah, I'm not Spider-Man." And it's either going to be Tobey's or it's going to be Garfield Spider-Man that's going to pop up next to Tom Holland, and it's going to make it look and appear as though he's not Spider-Man.
Hey, I'm having trouble remembering right off the bat. Isn't it Maddock?
Are you talking about for Daredevil?
Murdock? No, Maddock, M-A-D-O-K. The machine, and Ant-Man.
MODOK.
MODOK. Isn't MODOK? Doesn't MODOK at some point control the Sinister Six?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Look,
I know originally they were all put together at Kingpin.
I know. There is a story arc, and I can't remember right off the bat, where one of the villains that we've spoken about on one of these episodes controls the Sinister Six. It might be Mephisto. It's either Mephisto, MODOK, or Doctor Doom.
No, you can go with MODOK because I'm going to tell you this. I think we're going to see MODOK and Captain and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm going to tell you why. Isn't Baron Zemo locked up?
Yes.
How's he going to get out? They're not going to just let him out, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to break him out. I think MODOK breaks him out. I think MODOK with
Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo is the guy that's going to be that's supposed to be the new head of the Hydra that is in Captain that's going to be in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's going to be one of the main villains.
They're searching for him?
I don't think they're searching for him. I think he gets out and wants revenge, and the Captain America ain't around, so he goes to the next best thing.
Who trapped the twins?
Strucker and Baron Zemo.
Who got away?
Strucker got killed, so Baron Zemo's the one who got away.
So he got away. So that's
Baron Zemo is all in Civil War.
So
the
show will be them chasing him. They're trying to find him.
Yeah.
So he's out. He's
But I mean,
out
I
and
don't think
about.
I don't think he's out though. Remember, he got at the end of Civil War. He got captured, and he got jailed.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's not the right guy, is he?
yeah, because it's the same one.
From
Because Baron Zemo and Strucker worked together. They were both part
that's
of
the
Hydra.
same one from Age of Ultron.
No, Strucker's the one from Age of Ultron, but he got killed.
By who?
But wasn't he killed by?
No, he gets away.
He does. I thought he got killed.
He got away.
Now I'm confused. I'm going to have to rewatch that.
He escapes.
So he does. He's
so
alive.
Strucker, they're trying to find Strucker, I think.
Then if he's still around, then both still around. But either way, maybe MODOK and Strucker get Zemo out.
I don't think Strucker didn't die.
Because Zemo is going to play a big role. Because in the comic books, Zemo plays a big role. Well, Zemo is the one that actually comes back and restitutes Hydra. You know, he takes over Hydra.
So they failed that mission.
Hmm?
They failed that mission in Age of Ultron. Because remember, Iron Man's about to, get the dude, and then something happens.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they're going to reconstitute Hydra.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Hydra's going to come back.
Well, Hydra infiltrates AIM and becomes
AIM actually works with Hydra.
Well, they work with everybody. There's a faction of Hydra that become AIM, or AIM becomes Hydra, or whatever, and they actually become a whole different. They become a secret acronym. I can't remember the acronym off the top of my head, but they become a new acronym.
Well, another thing that I think is weird too, and this might be a tie-in for Shang-Chi. You do know, like, that one of Iron Man's main villains, which we didn't get to see in full, fullness, is the Mandarin. We never saw the real Mandarin, and there's been rumors floating around that Shang-Chi is going to introduce the real Mandarin.
10 Rings.
And
it's called the 10 Rings.
You know who works for the Mandarin a lot of times?
Who?
MODOK.
MODOK works for the Mandarin.
And MODOK is one of the main villains of the West Coast Avengers. Another plug right there with MODOK. Not only can you not only can you connect the new shows coming, you can connect new things going forward. You can also bring in Wonder Man, because Wonder Man is one of the people that fights MODOK. And that's also a way for them to also bring back Rhodey. For people that love Rhodey and liked War Machine was a big thing in dealing with AIM and dealing with MODOK. So that's another thing to look at as well.
Oh my god!
And I mean, you already got that. That's like to me, it's a slow setup to what's going to end up being. You're going to have the Avengers resuscitate as a team. It's going to be slightly different, but you have a West Coast Avengers team, and I think Rhodey's going to come back into it somehow. And then you're going to have Wonder Man. You're going to have
Venom.
Maybe. Hey, he's going to be somewhere.
Isn't he West Coast in Sony?
Well, he is going to go to New York at some point in time, but he's originally from San Francisco.
Yeah, in the movie, in Venom movie, he's in San Francisco, the West Coast.
That could very well be. You could have Rhodey, you could have Wonder Man, you could have Venom, you could have Vision.
Probably Morbius.
You could have a Scarlet Witch.
Do you think they're gonna make Morbius a good guy? Is that the whole fucking deal?
They're making it seem like that.
That's kind of iffy.
Or they're making him a good guy that's going to turn into a villain.
What if Morbius?
At the end of the movie,
what if the
Morbius takes it over?
Dude, what if the Morbius movie is a setup, is a whole build up to Blade, and then we have Blade.
But which two characters fought together to bring Morbius down when he got
Spider-Man
and Blade?
Do you think Blade will be introduced in Spider-Man? Probably not this one.
The next one. You know who I think he's going to be introduced in?
Where?
This is just a guess. I think he's going to be introduced in Doctor Strange.
I don't know.
He's a supernatural character.
So Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight.
Vampires, I don't think exist right now.
When does Blade come out? Before or after Moon Knight?
I would think after or around the same time. It doesn't come out soon.
It's
not one of the main movies coming out this year.
No, I know. That's future.
See, I think this is what's happening. Kevin Feige said, now that the mainstream Marvel worked out, we're going to expand into the comic books where they have different areas. So what is he doing? He needs to expand the space because there's so much space in Marvel, so many heroes, so many things to explore. But there's also the supernatural realm. And then there's, the political realm and the sabotage realm, which we've already got that with Captain America, Falcon, Winter Soldier, AIM, Hydra, all the political theater. And then you get all this stuff going around. Well, now you got Doctor Strange. Well, as we know in the MCU right now, there is no monsters. There's no vampires. There's no nothing. And we know Blade is definitively a supernatural vampire. He's not created like Morbius was. My theory, just like on one of our previous videos, you can go back and look. I believe that when the Multiverse of Madness happens, Wanda has broken a barrier. And when they try to fuse that barrier back, it merges two universes together to form one new one. And when they do that, the other universe probably had mutants. So think about it. Marvel is always using science. It's always using everything. So if there's no mutants in this continuity, there's got to be mutants over here. Well, if there is, mutants is a virus. It's DNA, right? It's all about biology. What else is kind of a virus in biology? Vampirism. So it just begs the idea that I think we're going to see whatever happens in this multiverse of madness. Not going to be so far off. I believe it's going to create the opening for Blade to come in. It's going to be the opening for all these others to come in. And I want to go ahead and pull this out. I think Mephisto is more powerful than we think. I think they're going to make him more powerful than he was in the comics.
Yeah.
I think Mephisto is going to be a multiversal demon. He knows about all these characters.
Moon Knight has to kill. Moon Knight kills Mephisto like 4 times in the comics because after he kills when he kills Mephisto in 616, a Mephisto from a different universe comes in, and then when he kills him, a Mephisto from a different universe comes in. They're like, you're gonna answer for your crimes. You're gonna answer for your crime. You're going to hell. Yeah, shit like that.
It's probably all split up for maybe Mephisto's one being that manifests himself in multiples.
Yeah, maybe.
And another thing, and he's not even the main protagonist of Mephisto. Isn't the main protagonist of Mephisto Ghost Rider?
Yeah, in a sense.
In the comics, he fought him quite a bit.
He did,
and I mean, I just think
because at the end of Mephisto's reign, the whole point was, I think we might see Ghost Rider in Moon Knight, because I think the whole deal right there was that Ghost Rider finally comes in, like he helps Moon Knight finally. Basically, he takes over hell. He takes over. Yeah. He becomes the king of hell. He takes over Mephisto's spot in hell. Ghost Rider does.
And see, and moving forward, like I said, they like to compartmentalize everything. I think Doctor Strange is going to be the plug for all the supernatural stuff in Marvel and in the movies going forward. It's going to be plugged in through him somehow. I think all the technological plugs are going to be done through, Captain America, Iron Man. Well, Iron Man ain't there, so you're going to have, War Machine. You're going to have all these like technological characters that are still left. Maybe Pepper Potts, they bring her back in. And this is something I'm going to point out. I haven't told anybody this, and it's a theory that's been running with me this whole time. You remember the boy at the funeral scene at the end of Endgame? That's the same boy from Iron Man 3 growing up. And he was a very good inventor. He was already smart. I think before they introduce Ironheart later down the road with what's the girl's name?
The
MIT.
The slit the wrist girl.
I don't know if she slits her wrist, but she's the one that takes up the Iron Man mantle down the road.
Wait,
she's the MIT graduate.
I thought you were.
I think we'll be the in between before.
I thought you were asking me. I thought you were asking me the actress that was going to play her.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the character itself.
Okay, I thought you were about the actress. I'm like the girl from that Suicide Show.
Well, whoever she is, before they plug her in, there's going to be a definitive Iron Man. He might not be named Iron Man, but he's going to moniker the Iron Man. Machine.
It's Mysterio.
And I think I don't think it's going to be Mysterio. I think it's going to be that boy from the funeral. I think he's going to take the Iron Man mantle for a while, and then he's going to eventually either die or he's going to mentor the girl coming in as Ironheart.
His daughter?
No, not his daughter. Well, in the comic books, there's it's an African American MIT graduate that dons the armor and becomes. I think her name is Ironheart.
Which they have that pinned.
But
they have an Ironheart,
but they always do a transition.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna have that boy become the new Iron Man. He's gonna be the inventor. He's gonna be, and if he's not, he's gonna be behind the scenes improving her armor. I think he's got. Why would you put him in the funeral scene if not to use him more?
Because he remembers them.
Yeah, but I mean, you already had the big hitters mourning his loss.
Yeah.
You could have just said that the kid died with half the other world, and then he got brought back, and
he becomes a villain.
He could be a villain, but nah, I think
he's MODOK.
I think Tony touched his life in a good way, and I think he's going to be an Iron Man type character. As to what they have him do, I'm not sure.
He starts AIM in the spirit of trying to be good. I don't think
Tony's daughter is going to ever be an Iron Man type character, but she might play a Pepper Potts type character. Maybe Tony's daughter and that boy get together.
Oh, maybe.
And they run Stark Industry.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
And maybe the reason why Robert Downey Jr. comes back is everybody knows in the comic books that Tony Stark had a twin brother. And he was blonde. And he stayed behind the scenes.
What are your thoughts on the recent leaked photos of Spider-Man? Oh, Spider-Man 3 takes place around Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Christmas movie. Also, there's a lot of posters. It's basically the world is Team Mysterio, Team Spidey, which actually that might play into
Team Mysterio is going to be the Sinister Six.
That might but there's posters for it. You understand? There's like literal like protest posters. Because
maybe somebody hires the Sinister Six too, because Spider-Man becomes a fugitive.
Maybe that's what the whole court case is about. Maybe
maybe he loses his court case.
Maybe
he's a vandal. He's vandalizing, and since they can't take him because they know he's super powered, he goes on the run. And
Kraven the Hunter. Oh yeah, Kraven the Hunter's gonna be in it. So Kraven the Hunter has to hunt him down.
Yeah, but then Kraven has problems. They need to hire more people. But then I'm gonna ask you this: okay, all this going on, where does the other two Spider-Man fit in?
The third act.
For what? How did they get there, and what's their purpose there?
The third act is going to be random chaos because it's going to take place because the first two acts of the movie take place, during the good parts of WandaVision. The third act is Wanda just fucked the world. So I bet you it's just going to be this normal ass movie where things are going bad for Peter Parker. Oh, everything. Oh, he's almost about to. He's almost fixed it all up. Boom. Or maybe second act, someone dies. I don't know. Third act, shit goes off the rails. Multiple Spider-Man, all these villains. I don't know what they're gonna do. I can't make sense of it.
Honestly, I feel Spider-Man being outed is gonna be a side story. It's not gonna be the main story. The main story is gonna be what's happening while that's happened, making more chaos in the theme of stream of things. I think it all ties into what Wanda did. Because you already know.
Why is he in court?
Because you already know.
Maybe that's a first act.
Well, no, he's in court, obviously, because they consider him a vigilante. He's been jumping around, and maybe he does something at the beginning of the movie that damages.
But how crazy is the WandaVision stuff that it's how long is Spider-Man 3 going to be? Is it going to be a 3-hour movie?
I think it'd be 2. I think the whole thing is you already know villains from the other universes are going to be in this movie.
Yes, we've already confirmed.
Yes.
Both goblins. Well, we have Norman Osborn. And I say Norman.
I got it.
I
got it.
Okay.
Maybe the energies of the multiverse is what the villain needs.
Okay.
And the way to open the multiverse is through Wanda, because of her chaos magic. Or maybe he's looking for the Soul Stone from another multiverse to power himself back up.
The biggest thing of this movie will be when do these other Spider-Men show up? We know that Tobey Maguire has only about 6 scenes, they said. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man has around 6 scenes. I think the other Spider-Man has a little more. I think I don't know if it has more scenes or more lines, but I think they're saying that he has a little bit extra interaction with Tom Holland. Yeah. just where does it fit? Where do they come in? Because there's this whole storyline they know Spider-Man is. Maybe shit, dude. Maybe maybe that's in the beginning. Maybe it's in the beginning, and he's like, it's not me. There's multiple Spider-Man. Look at all these Spider-Man rolling around.
Well, no, when Wanda does her bull crap and it opens all these gateways, the Spider-Man's fighting his villain over here.
Yeah.
And they all fall through the portal. Or the villain runs in the portal when he sees it open, and he chases him in, not knowing. And then the same one does the same thing. And maybe either the three have to get together because three things have to happen to stop what's going on. That maybe there's a device that they plant to keep them.
I don't know. It's so crazy.
But I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
The reason why the villains are there, the same reason why the heroes are there, we can surmise that straight off the top. The villains and the heroes are there for the same reason. So a portal has to open up to their universes, which goes back to Wanda. It all ties back to Wanda. Whatever Wanda did is going to affect Love and Thunder. It's going to affect WandaVision, obviously. It's going to affect Spider-Man. It's going to affect... I don't know if it's going to fight Black Panther 2 because they haven't said if it would or didn't. I do have a theory on Black Panther 2 if you want to hear me on that one as well. I believe Michael B. Jordan, and I'm going to shoot this out there.
Oh, yeah, he comes back.
I think he's going to be the new Black Panther.
Yeah, probably.
I don't think his character is going to be the one from this universe, though, because he all has died. I think the character from the other universe is going to be a Black Panther from the other universe.
Yeah.
And he's going to see more of a need to be here.
Who's had dealings with MODOK. So
MODOK has dealt with a lot of people in comic books,
yeah.
So you can use him as a planet tie to a lot of stuff. That's why
him and Mephisto. Mephisto
is going to use MODOK, and I think Zola is MODOK because he's already transferred his human body into the machine. It's just a matter of him getting the floating head suit and flying around. That's all that's left.
We said a lot in this episode, but we'll. Spider-Man,
I'll say this. We know the villains and the heroes are there for the same reason.
Know.
We have to surmise Black Widow is the cause.
Huh?
I'm saying she's the cause. Scarlet Witch, I'm sorry. Why did I say Black Widow? Scarlet Witch is the cause.
You're psychic. You know something. I don't know.
I don't.
You know something. No.
I have a plug for Black Widow, but I'm not going to use that yet because something I need to know before that plug makes sense. But I mean, I don't think the main villain that is doing all the damage is going to be fleshed out in Spider-Man. I just think whatever he's doing is going to be thwarted by the three Spider-Men. And I'm already saying this. One of the Spider-Men are going to die. And I do believe
Andrew Garfield because Tobey Maguire is already penciled in to Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange. We're gonna have two Spider-Men.
One's gonna sacrifice his life stopping something, and I think the other one is gonna come in and be like a mentor to Peter a little bit before he leaves and exits. That's my opinion. He's gonna play the Uncle Ben role without dying. He's gonna be like, "Well, hey man, I did this for a long time," because Tony's gone, and Tony was his mentor, and he doesn't have a mentor. He needs a mentor to understand his powers and understand how to use them and to progress. And that's where the elder Spider-Man of Tobey Maguire comes in. He's an elder Spider-Man that's already dealt with everything.
He's not going to die.
Well, he don't have to die have to die to tutor the young one.
Okay.
The Andrew Garfield is going to be the one that dies and is going to probably reveal to the young Spider-Man, hey, that's what it means to be a hero, to just put all your selfish needs aside and die for a cause. And that Spider-Man fits to die because he doesn't have nothing to live for. All of his love interests are dead. You know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, fucking Kristen Dunst is gonna be in Spider-Man 3 as well.
Yeah, she's gonna be sucked in too. I bet. I'm saying maybe
it doesn't make sense. Do you think
who's the villain? It's Doc Ock, right?
No, the villain.
Doc Ock is going to be
the villain
from Tobey Maguire's world, right?
Yes.
Well, he kidnapped. It's easy.
Both though. Fucking Green Goblin from Tobey. There's gonna be two goblins. They're gonna be
maybe one of them kidnapped Mary Jane, and that's how she gets involved.
There's gonna be two goblins.
Mm-hmm.
Electro and Doc Ock.
Do me a favor, Marvel. Please don't give me the sniveling Electro you gave us in that movie.
It's Jamie Foxx.
They can do him different. Maybe there's something can change. Maybe he's more hard now he's been in prison. Who knows? Just don't give me the sniveling fanboy Electro, please. because y'all ruined that for Jamie. Jamie had a good role; he could have played in that, and y'all just destroyed the way they plugged. But that's what I feel. I feel they're there for the same reason, but they're going to go different ways. And I believe Tobey's Spider-Man is going to be the mentor at the end to the young one, while Andrew sacrificed himself to finish the job. And all of this multiverse madness, the villain cause of this is going to be Mephisto. Now you're going to say, well, we've heard Kang the Conqueror is going to be a major villain coming up. He is. I think what's happening here is going to cause something down the road that Kang the Conqueror blames our heroes for. And we won't find that till after all this is fleshed out. Remember, just like in all the phases, we have a villain that does something bad and alerts the main villain. Like, remember the first Avengers? Loki did all this. Avengers beat Loki, and Thanos goes, hey, maybe I need to go handle this myself.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of them things. Mephisto does all this. Kang is going to be like, what the heck, Even though I wouldn't say Kang is more powerful than Mephisto, but he would be alerted. Maybe all these events lead to something down the road that destroys his future.
Yeah.
Then it shouldn't have been like that.
Final thoughts. Do you think Spider-Man 3 is going to suck?
No, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to make this clear.
I mean, Spider-Man 3, the first,
make this clear.
First Spider-Man 3 was overcrowded and sucked.
Yes.
Was it not overcrowded?
Yes, I agree. They did horrible with Venom, and they didn't.
Everything they crammed everything in.
Yes. Well, this is the difference. This studio trusts Kevin Feige. They let him do his thing. They don't try to inject things that the director don't want. They shove that stuff up Sam Raimi's butt. That wasn't his doing. I think it's going to be good because Marvel has already shown they can flood people in there and still make it work. Look at Civil War. Look at Endgame and Infinity War as examples.
Yeah.
They know how to place villains in place because they're focused on making a good movie. They're not focused on doing fan service more than they are just making a good movie. I think the reason why this is going to work is because it's not focused on one character, and then you get overwhelmed because you keep seeing these characters coming in and you're interfered by them, and you're like, what the heck's going on? Where's he at? It's going to be a good movie because it's focused on the story that's happening, an overlying arc that's happening.
Yeah.
And they already showed, and most people love that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse where they had multiple.
Yeah.
The idea and concept to make that work is there as well. I think it's going to be solid. I can't say it's going to be great. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know what's going to happen. I think what's going to make or break the movie is why this is happening.
Yeah.
Like what villain is it? If it's Mephisto, that's going to be good because they're fleshing out that villain as a much larger threat. But then again, Mephisto could come in and maybe Thor beats the trash out of him and we don't see Mephisto no more. Who knows?
Who knows?
But
who knows? Let us know in the comments below what you think. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Spider-Man 3 is going to be good? Do you think that all this is tied together? Do you think that Spider-Man 3 is overcrowded by all the news you've heard about Spider-Man 3? Fuck, dude. Don't let the media take over this. Let us know. Help us. Subscribe to us. Comment to us. Like this video. Share this video. Man, help us. Take back Nerdom.
I go to art house cinemas several nights a week. I blog about the classics and buy the DVDs. Directors don't know who I am or care that I exist, but I defend their work for hours at parties when I'm pissed. Meteor, I gave you all the best years of my life. I tell the world about you on social network sites. When I'm not consuming you, I'm telling others too, and wishing I could hang around the people who make you.